She stood across from me in the dimly lit hallway of the apartment we once fought to make a home. Her arms folded like a wall she wasn't willing to let me cross anymore. And when she opened her mouth, I braced myself. Not for affection, not for apology, but for the truth I had seen in fragments, scattered across late-night texts she deleted too quickly, phone calls answered in hushed tones, and that lingering scent of aftershave that didn't belong to me on the pillow she swore was untouched. And then the words came, cold and calculated like a blade across my chest. Our time together was a mistake. 7 syllables that tore through the years we spent building dreams and memories, and for a heartbeat I almost laughed, not out of humor, but out of disbelief at how cruelly honest she'd finally decided to be when it no longer mattered. And I didn't ask her why, didn't ask if it was him, the coworker she swore was just a friend. The one whose name started popping up in casual conversation. A little too often, who she spent team dinners with while her phone stayed on Do Not Disturb, and whose number was saved under a fake name when I finally checked. Because what good would the truth do now when every lie had already spoken louder than her silence? And as I watched her pretend that she wasn't shaking, that her lips weren't twitching with the ghost of guilt, I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out the small velvet box I had once carried like a secret, the same one that held the ring I saved for the day we were supposed to begin our forever, not knowing she was already planning our end behind my back, and I stepped forward, not to give it to her, but to show her just what she'd thrown away, and her eyes widened for a fraction of a second, like she remembered what it felt like to be chosen, to be loved without question. But that memory was hers to live with now, because as I flipped the box open and pulled the ring out, I didn't kneel. I stood tall, let the weight of everything she betrayed hang between us, and then I dropped it, let it fall to the floor with a cold metallic clink that echoed louder than any scream ever could. A sound that would haunt her more than my words ever would, because it wasn't just a ring. It was the last piece of the life we were supposed to share. The final echo of a love she lied for, cheated through, and discarded like it was disposable. And when she opened her mouth to speak, maybe to justify, maybe to plead, I turned and walked past her, my silence heavier than any goodbye. Because when someone shows you what you mean to them, believe it. And when they call your love a mistake, give them something unforgettable to regret. My back as I walked away, the ring on the ground, and the hollow space where my forgiveness used to be.